Welcome to latest episode of FinTechs. According to reports from the New York Times, Apple is set to release a revamped version of Siri this fall, featuring enhanced AI capabilities that will allow the virtual assistant to perform more complex tasks like editing and sending photos on request. Let's listen from our experts.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're doing a focused look, really zeroing in on the big Siri upgrades that are coming.
Yeah, there's been a lot of talk.
Definitely. We've sort of boiled it down to three main things based on what's out there. Making Siri smarter with personalized context, letting it actually see and work with what's on your screen.
That on-screen awareness piece.
Exactly. And the big one, maybe, integrating ChatGPT for the really complex stuff.
Right.
So our mission today, just quickly get our heads around these key changes. What do they actually mean for using our devices day to day?
Sounds good. It's all about the practical impact, isn't it?
Yeah.
So let's start with that first one, the personalized context. How's Siri getting, smarter about remembering things?
Well, what seems really key here is its ability to actually hold on to context from, like, previous things you've said. You know how frustrating it is when you have to repeat everything?
Oof, yes. Tell me about it.
So imagine you're looking at, say, flight details in your mail app. The idea is you could then ask Siri something about that flight without having to say, check flight AA123 again. It just knows.
Okay, that makes sense. So less repetition. And it probably goes deeper, right? Like remembering details about family members, maybe? Or travel plans you mentioned earlier?
Yeah, the sources suggest things like that are possible. Recalling family travel details, better smart home control because it understands the flow of requests.
And even understanding us better if we, interrupt ourselves or phrase things a bit awkwardly?
Apparently so.
Mm-hmm.
Handling those more complex or interrupted phrases. And interestingly, becoming a better guide for the Apple devices themselves, like a built-in help desk that knows your usage.
That could be genuinely useful. Okay, so that's context. Building on that, this idea of understanding what's literally on our screen seems like the next logical step, this on-screen awareness.
Yeah, this is where it gets potentially quite powerful. Think about looking at a long article or a document.
Mm-hmm.
You could just ask Siri to summarize it for you. Or another example given was seeing an address in a text message.
And asking Siri to just add it to a contact without you manually copying and pasting.
Exactly that. Siri basically gets eyes on your screen content.
And that's enabled by new developer tools, right? APIs.
Correct. Apple's providing new APIs so developers can securely let their apps share that kind of on-screen information with the core Apple intelligence system.
Securely is the key word there, I imagine. Privacy is paramount.
Absolutely. But the potential is huge for streamlining tasks, making things flow better between apps.
Definitely. Saves a lot of tapping and switching.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to the third big piece. ChatGPT. How's that fitting in?
Right. So for questions where Siri itself kind of hits its limit.
The really complex stuff or things needing broader world knowledge?
Yeah. You'll apparently get a prompt like, use ChatGPT for this query.
And you don't need an OpenAI account, at least not for basic use.
That seems to be the plan, yeah. No account needed initially, but there's a hardware limitation here. Ah, okay. What's the catch? It's reported to be only on the newer gear. So iPhone 15 Pro and Pro Max, the upcoming iPhone 16s, and the newer iPads and Macs with Apple Silicon.
Got it. So not rolling out to every older device. What about privacy with OpenAI? That's always a concern.
Apple seems very keen to reassure people on this.
Yeah.
The information suggests OpenAI won't store your requests or personal data. Your IP address is obscured too, apparently.
Okay, that's important. Good. And you can specifically ask for ChatGPT too, right? Not just wait for the prompt.
Yeah, you can say something like, ask ChatGPT about, if you know you need its capabilities.
So it gives you access to that more powerful language model when needed. More comprehensive answers.
Exactly. So, quick wrap up then. We've got Siri understanding context much better. Siri is able to see and act on screen content via Apple Intelligence.
Right.
And Siri being able to hand off complex queries to ChatGPT with privacy safeguards in place.
That sums it up nicely.
Yeah.
It really feels like a significant step up in making the assistant more, genuinely helpful and integrated.
Definitely. So here's something to think about as we finish. With Siri getting better context, seeing your screen, tapping into ChatGPT, how might that actually change how you use your iPhone or Mac every day? What new ways of, getting things done or finding info might open up for you?
Good question to ponder. Lots of potential there.
Indeed. And that's your deep dive for today.